Hey Leo, it's Mimi here with your January 2018 reading. Cheers to 2018. I'm on vacation for a few days here, so I'm enjoying my wine. And I've been thinking a lot about you, Leo. In the December 2017 reading, there was a lot of feelings coming out of me about just like doing good for yourself, And I'm still getting that vibe a little bit, and so I wanted to share with you your reading. Make sure that you are starting off this new month with like some fresh insight. Also, I have to say, I'm sure that your New Year's Eve looks were fly, the life of the party. I'm sure, and quite effortlessly, honestly. You might have been painting your nails on the way in the car. You never know with the Leo, but they're gonna look fly. So from all of us who are not Leos, good job on the flyness of your New Year's Eve outfit. I'm gonna pull your cards for January 2018, see what we get, what advice Spirit has for you. Here we go. Interesting. Well, let's get started. So your first 10 to 12 days of January is the Ace of Cups, which just means you feel this abundance of love for the first 10 to 12 days of the month, which is a great thing. And honestly, it doesn't have to be from a spouse. It could be from a group of friends. It could be some family that's still in town. It could be your child or children. It could be cousins who you're really close to. It could even just be self-love. Based on our conversation in December, I would hope that is a lot more of self-love and just like putting yourself first, starting off the year with like a me first attitude. You can't pour into anyone else until you've taken care of yourself. And I say this because I've learned this myself the hard way. But here I am pouring into others, which means I've poured into myself as I sip this wine. Okay? I'm pouring into me as I pour into you. Okay? Okay. Now, you need to start that way because as the month goes on, you've got transformation, which is the equivalent of change, okay? You are gonna start to notice yourself a little differently in the midst of January. Like you're gonna have some thoughts where you're like, oh, I'm becoming this. Okay, this is not who I am anymore. Something's happened that's changed your thought pattern, your feeling, the way you look at life. A drastic change though, like either you have to move or someone close to you changed your thoughts on them and like your relationship with them, which is really important, and it has caused some change in who you are now. You might have lost a friend, either like figuratively or physically. You might have lost a family member. There might have been a book you read that just like infused your mind with some serious thought changing thoughts, brain changing, just like the way your waves are running is different. Either way, by the middle of January, you're going to be feeling quite a bit of change. And this, to me, this is not like around you, it's you. Change is happening within yourself to you. One of the two, okay? Now, because change happens, the first thing we always do is we go to like, why is this happening? What is this happening for? What am I supposed to learn from this? Those are the things that we do when we're trying to figure out why change is happening, right? Like if we don't do that, we get bogged down in it. And in this case, like you're not the type to get bogged down. You just keep moving forward. So at the end of the month of January, you're going to be deep in contemplation. Excuse me. And not like you're going to want to spend some time by yourself to try to figure things out. Sometimes things get to be too much, and Leos don't acknowledge that things are too much. They just kind of like put a smile on and keep going. They don't talk about it. Very few people know what they're going through. A lot of times Leos will act differently than they feel. Okay? So with that being said, at the end of this month, you're going to be spending some time by yourself. Now, like I said when I started, this doesn't feel like it's only other people loving you. It feels like there's a lot of people out there who are self-loving as well, which you should be doing and which I completely appreciate, which causes some transformation, okay? If there's just an abundance of love around you, of people, places, things who are showing you love, then part of it has to do with some drastic change, okay? At the end of the month, as you're trying to figure out what's happening, you're probably going to become a bit more of a hermit. What that means is you might not want to go out as much as you normally do, and you might want to just be at home, you know. There might be some people around you who you are like you don't have to talk to and you don't have to like engage with. They're just there. And those people are fine. I also want to say that if you have a Virgo around you, male or female, who you think you could learn some things from, I would give them a call. Ask them to help pour this love into you. Okay? Now, Virgos and Leos have an interesting relationship. And so what I will say is that if you choose to call this Virgo, okay, make sure you acknowledge the fact that you like loyalty and they are loyal people. So you need to make sure you're appreciative of who they are, and they will make sure to pour into you. But if you make it about you, which I'm not saying you do, but sometimes selfishness overtakes the Leo. Sometimes, just sometimes. If you are in that state, then you need to just be by yourself, okay? And give yourself that love. All right? Okay, so that's January. What's the advice the Spirit has for you for January 2018, Leo? Let's see, Leo. Let's see. Got cards moving around here. Make sure I don't drop them. That wouldn't be good. And I honestly haven't had much wine. Like, that's not what this is at all. It's just all the energy I have inside me when I'm doing my readings. They mean a lot to me, so my energy is high usually. All right, Leo, let's see what we get. Oh, wow. Four of Swords. Okay, let me show you how I see this. And, you know, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just giving you what I've been given, okay? So this abundance of love, okay? And there's a drastic change, okay? Now, it seems like the drastic change is some kind of betrayal, okay? The drastic change is some kind of betrayal. Might be big, might be small, whatever it may be, but there's definitely a betrayal of some sort. So what I would say is, as you come to the end of the month, come back to, is this a person or thing or place that needs to be in my life? Okay? Betrayal's hard in general, but for Leo, who believes in loyalty, betrayal is rough. It's hard. It feels very personal. So, with that being said, Leo, continue to love yourself. Love up on yourself. Treat yourself well. Make sure you're cooking yourself good food. Make sure you're meditating. Make sure that you're reading an abundance of literature that reminds you of how amazing you are, man or woman. And I am going to say I hope you have a wonderful new year. Again, I know you rocked your New Year's Eve outfit. I know it was a bomb. Okay. I hope that the rest of this month turns out well for you. Find the positive, okay? If someone or something or someplace has betrayed you, they weren't meant to be in your life. So take that as a blessing. All right, Leo, have a good one.